What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and another episode of New Car Week or New Project Car Week. I was really excited for this one. This is one of those things that, you know, I get in my head and I'm like, you know what? I need a new daily driver. Obviously we listed the R35 GTR in one of the last videos. So that is for sale. That is what I was driving. I was like, you know what? It doesn't make sense to drive this thing. Content is expensive on it. I just want something, you know, cheap, quick, reliable, nice daily. So what did I choose? You guys are gonna find out for the day that we got it from the auction, and I actually found out some really bad news. So let's go check it out, see what I got myself into, check in with you guys after that's done.
Flashback.
What's up guys, welcome back. So I've been daily driving this 2009 Nissan GTR R35. It's full bolt-on, it's a straight pipe exhaust in E85 and a bunch of other things. It's loud, it's a ton of fun, but I had some plans. We were actually gonna do a giveaway on this thing. So I started looking for another daily. And so what I did is I got on the auction. So this is the first time seeing this thing. Sean, what do you think of it?
I haven't really looked at it either. I looked at it when we unloaded it and it needs some work.
Well, you guys had to use the forklift to unload it.
It doesn't roll. It doesn't roll. It was in a wreck, hit a curb or something, and it messed some stuff up.
The bad thing about these auctions is the pictures are always
Better than the car.
way better. So really is, yeah. I would like you guys to, I kind of see it a little bit right now, but I'd like to introduce you to my 2011 BMW E90 335D sedan. So the D means that this thing is a diesel, inline 6 M57 diesel, wrecked obviously in the front. In the back, let's see, Hill Climb Monsters, Coffee, Motorsports, Reno Roundel, Bimmer World, and then M57 D30 3.0 diesel. And I'm kind of assuming that this thing has some mods on it, and that was one of the reasons why I chose this one. I was like, you know what, like this thing, it's already modded. I'll save like some money from having to do weight reduction and stuff on it. And then up here, obviously this was the main damage that I seen, and this is pretty much the auction picture that I seen right here. You know, wrecked in the front, barely, didn't even hit the crash bar, didn't hit that stuff, but hit this auxiliary cooler. Now we have some suspension stuff. These wheels are kind of sick. Look at those. M Sport wheels or M Series wheels. Let's see. Let's take a look. This thing has 130,000 miles, 130-some thousand miles on it. Here's another thing that I seen. In one of the pictures, I seen this right here, which this is a ATM T-bolt, like basically a constant tension clamp. So it has an upgraded silicone charge pipe. I think it looks like the EGR stuff is gone. Yeah. They freaking took the down pipe off of it. No down pipe. Yeah. So whoever took it, they were like, I got this tuned and deleted diesel. I'm gonna keep this shit off. God damn it. Yeah. That is fucking stupid. That's
when it was on the truck, the guy told me, no exhaust, no exhaust. I said, yeah, I said, I didn't buy it.
Damn it. That was literally one of the reasons why I wanted to do this thing. I was like, I want that car so I don't have to spend the money and buy the delete pieces off of it.
The wheel's fine except for this one spot, and it's just flat.
Yeah, and obviously it had nice wheels on it, and then they took the nice wheels. The back, I seen the sooty tips. I seen the back bumper, how it was dark. I was like, man, this thing is tuned and deleted, and I was freaking stoked on it.
Now it's really tuned and deleted, yeah.
Now it's really deleted. That's just stupid. Now I have to freaking buy that. Sean is running over to grab the jump box. That is a freaking bummer, I tell you what. That sucks. I'm gonna look underneath it, make sure everything looks okay. It kind of looks like the AC compressor. The belt for the AC compressor is off of it. Auction cars, man, they just do some weird things. Do you have any oil?
No.
No oil. Maybe I just need to quit doing this. There was a running and driving one for sale on Marketplace for like 7 grand.
How much should be for this?
It was $24.50 when I bought it. After the fees, it was $35 plus the shipping of like 1,300 bucks. Basically $5 in it. Almost 5. I have to rebuy all the stuff that I thought I didn't have to buy.
And hopefully it's good.
As well as
you know what?
The suspension.
The stuff, the airbag's blown, that bumper, tire, wheel.
Well, I mean 4 wheels and tires now to make them all match. Little tape right there. Well, I guess let's put some oil in it and go from there. Alright. Gonna lift it up in the air so we can take a look underneath it. It's a nice thing about having a big old giant forklift here. So I think it already had the M Sport bumper on it. I think that's the M Sport. I'm not an E90 guy. I was getting ready to be an E90 guy. That thing's boogered. That thing's boogered right there.
This is bad. Well, it's just, I guess that's probably, subframe's probably okay.
Anything's up with the oil pan.
I wonder if it's cracked right here. I bet it is, because look, it's not really wet there and it's wet, it's cracked right there.
Yeah, so oil pan. Yep, they freaking took all
these off and they cut it out. Look at this.
Yeah. Yep, and then left the little pipes back here.
Yep.
That's a bummer.
Is a turbo on it?
Well, 2 turbos. Compound turbos. There's a little one and a big one.
Yeah, more money in parts and these things work.
In time, like that was the issue. Cause like now I have $5 grand in it. I was literally looking at examples like across the country, like sick ones.
Yeah.
Like M Sport package and like for like 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Like just get in it and drive it and not even worry about it. And I thought, oh, like this would be kind of cool. Here we are. So beware with auction things. So it has been a couple days and well, it's been about a week and a half. We've looked at the BMW a little bit and I ordered some parts. So Sean is over here tearing apart the front end. You can see we already have some control arms that came off it that are in pretty bad shape, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they're not doing that good.
Sean's working on that. We realized that the intercooler was pretty messed up. The radiator was messed up. This external radiator right here is messed up. The struts are bent on the front. We did not order struts, but I did get some parts. So we have oil. The oil pan has that crack. So we're gonna do a little JB weld on it today to basically get it sealed up so that way we can put oil in it and see if this thing even runs. We have all these suspension arms. This was just a kit that I found on the internet. It was like 200 bucks for all these arms. So lower control arms, everything. Has you know, sway bar in links. It has the tie rod ends, all that stuff. Pretty much everything that was bent. We have an upgraded intercooler. Pretty much all the stock ones that I found looked old and beat up and like leaky with like oil. It's like another 150 bucks to get this upgraded one. So this was like 280. We also have this battery cable right here. So as of right now, you pretty much, in order to get anything to turn on, you have to jump. There's like a separate little plug over there, like a little distribution plug. So you have to go to a different pin, but essentially in the back of the car, it's technically an airbag sensor, that stock cable right there, and replace it, because there's like a little cap in there. As soon as you get in an accident, it's just like an airbag. If any airbags go off, it pops that cap and it loses its power to like the distribution block. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace that, so that way when we do want to start this thing, all I gotta do is push the button. That's what I'm kind of messing with right now, is swapping that over. Sean's gonna get this stuff figured out. We also need a wheel. This wheel is pretty boogered. I'm pretty bummed about this whole situation. It's way worse than I initially thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be maybe like a little suspension and like a bumper, but oh, also the other thing is, since it was missing that downpipe, we got this thing. So we have this piece of exhaust, so we'll be able to put that up in there and essentially get a downpipe coming off the turbo now, and then we could just either fabricate or figure out another piece of exhaust for the back from there. Also needs a headlight too, so got to replace that headlight. You can see that this thing in there is broken. So lots of things, way worse than I thought. Plus we got to do an airbag. We're gonna continue working on it. The oil pan has got its first coat of JB Weld. John, how do you think it's gonna?
It should be fine. JB Weld does good stuff.
Look at that. That looks like an OEM pan right there, right? We'll let that set up. While it's setting up, I was messing with this whole battery situation in the trunk. I guess it's kind of going back together. Sean's getting some of the pieces. How's it look?
Everything's brand new except for the sway bar end link, which I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving on to the other side. So as you said, we
struts.
Both struts are bent on both sides from the impact of whatever was hit. So
whatever they did, I don't know what they did, but
it seems brand new.
He did something. Sean got this suspension all ready to go, and it's hitting things when you turn it, but I think that's obviously just because of the strut. So now I am working on installing this new downpipe right here. Again, man, it's such a bummer that he took off. Like the thing that was supposed to save me money, you know? Batteries, not really in that great a shape, but we're gonna go ahead.
We should have been charging it like the last couple days in preparation, but
it just, that's what I don't like about push button starts, is like,
you never know what's going on.
Like it chooses whether or not it's gonna engage the starter or not.
Can we just
like,
jump the relay? See it? Well, I don't know if that was. Yeah, just try to jump it. Do you think so? On the front, there's a sensor on that lower control arm for height. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact it's jacked up?
No. Well, I mean, maybe. everything is on and it's all mad.
With that jump off.
The wire in the engine bay going to the starter was actually cut, so there it goes, it's cranking. It's cranking and ain't doing anything though. Nothing.
It's cranking.
It said something on here about fuel pump earlier. It seems like it has fuel running to it, but it's just not starting. So we're gonna test it again. It's using some starting fluid.
It's all ether. It's not firing the injectors for some reason, because there's fuel up here. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Pump's on. You can hear the fuel up here. So the injectors aren't being told to go ahead.
I just don't know why. So we have the math.
It sounded like it wanted to run
Unless,
either.
I mean, should we see if there's an ECU in it? Because who knows if obviously it was tuned. Maybe he took the ECU out of it, or maybe.
Where does ECU go in
I
here?
think it
That
goes.
thing's loose. That thing was open.
It might be
This thing
in
was
there.
open.
Something might be unhooked. He might have had like a jumper thing.
Buddy, there's no ECU in there.
Oh my.
There's not an ECU in there.
He took the ECU. God, because he probably had another one. He's like, oh, this one has a $1,000 tune on it. We need to.
That was because this thing was like kind of open. I didn't think to look.
Yeah, one of my best auction purchases, you know? So, further we get into it, when we were taking everything off of the front earlier, I took off the front bumper. Obviously, this radiator support, that is in need of repair. I don't think it's like super essential to have that, because essentially, as long as the radiator holds itself, which I think there's some tabs that we could get to do that. But intercooler was obviously a big issue. This radiator fan, these radiator fans are like $800 from the dealer. There is a used one on eBay right now for $400, so need to get a radiator fan. That's kind of a bummer. Front crank pulley is a really common issue on these things. So this thing has 136,000 miles, and essentially, so what it does is the crank, like the vibration dampener or the harmonic balancer, they basically go bad. The rubber cracks, and then they just spin on there. And so that is a common thing. Those are like $400 or $500. So I need that because it's cracking. It's like I paid full price for it, plus the work, plus now we have to rebuy all the stuff that I thought I was saving money on by it already being like tuned and deleted. The only thing that like technically that we got that was like an upgrade was this intercooler pipe. So it has an ATM intercooler pipe and an EGR delete. That's it. That's the only like benefit that we have right now. Now my my price tag has just went up. So I think like as of now, as soon as I buy an ECU, you have to link it to the key and the like everything with the car. So the key, the car, the upgrade, like the serpentine belt thing. Literally, I'm gonna be like 10 grand into this thing. Oh, also the downpipe doesn't fit. And the factory clamp that they had for it, he basically left that but took the bolt for it. So this is fucked. So just got some more unfortunate news. I just got on the internet and I was looking on eBay, and the ECUs, how many dollars?
Well, it depends. 800 to 1,000, right?
At least, yeah.
And that's not tuned, and that's not programmed with the key
car.
fob, yeah, or the car.
So there is one on eBay that has like gauge cluster, ECU, and everything like to basically plug in here and it would start, but then it would have 203,000 miles on it when this one only has 130. It's just, man, it's just such a bummer. He's probably on the Bimmer World forum, so if anybody knows this guy, this is how, yeah, tell him I want to buy the ECU in it. I mean, this is how I knew that it was tuned, is I seen AMSOIL, I seen this, and then I seen that intercooler pipe right there. I seen that constant tension clamp right there in the pictures, and I was like, this thing's tuned, it's deleted, it's gonna save me all the coin, it's gonna save me time. All it needs is a little suspension, that thing, and a bumper. Maybe this is the last time I'm ever gonna buy anything from the auction again. I don't know if it's not Copart's fault, it's my fault for buying stuff. It's that other guy, he just took advantage of the situation. Maybe it is Copart's fault. I mean, it didn't have a DPF, didn't have exhaust on it. Like, not really anything that I could do at this point other than, I guess, take it in the shorts and keep moving on. So now I just need to decide whether I'm gonna keep this thing and turn it into, you know, an expensive freaking daily driver, or if I should just cut my losses and try to part it out, get some money back, and then just buy one that is like already good and ready to go. So appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys like this video, let me know what you think. If you have any Copart stories or any auction stories, I want to hear them. See you guys later.
End of flashback.
So it has been a couple weeks, frustrated weeks looking for parts on the internet, looking at expensive ECUs. We found an ECU, we found a key, and we found a CAS module, and we have a jump pack. And I think technically I could plug in this ECU, I could plug in that CAS, and then use that key, because it has all the security stuff tied to this ECU, plug it into the car, and it might start. We basically just pushed this thing outside on the back porch. Isn't it beautiful out here?
It's beautiful.
Like, you couldn't ask for like a better place to be working on a car, really. I also, from the same guy who had this ECU, he had a wrecked car, so I bought that fan. That was the expensive fan. So let's go ahead and see. Look at that, there's my missing ECU. So I guess we just, I've never done this before because I wasn't the one who took the ECU out of this dang thing. Like I said, this is my first time. I think that's it. The CAS module, which is the security and all that stuff. And we have a key, the number 1 key. So CAS is installed, key is in my pocket. We need to pop the trunk and add some juice to the battery because this thing's freaking dead. And we'll see what it does. So I think we could add some power right here. I don't know if this will give us the cranking that we need. We'll see. Here the override. Oh my goodness, we got some things. Let's see. Okay, this doesn't operate the trunk. Does the other one operate the trunk? Oh. Was that this?
I think it worked.
Okay, so it operated the trunk. So this operated the trunk, which is the new number 1 key. We might have a run. Is the battery still? It might be. Buddy.
Oh.
It's probably just mad because it's... Buddy.
It runs.
That's it. We have a running diesel now. I've always wanted one of these things. And I was really, really, really mad that I bought one, but I didn't have one, you know? Buddy. Buddy, that. So there's no exhaust on this thing, and but now it runs. Appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys are enjoying New Car Week. Obviously, there's a lot more parts that I need to order for this, but appreciate you guys watching. See you in the next one.